Good. We're finally alone. So, have you heard anything of interest today? Did any of the passengers bear their secrets to you while they stuffed their faces?
Danielle seems to be a man on the run. He fled his country because he fell in love with a slave girl called Charlize.
Slave girl? He must be from the Catholic kingdoms then. Viceroyalty of New Spain, perhaps.
When his fiancée found out, they hanged the poor girl from a tree in their garden.
Whatever the case, Danielle is an unwanted guest in the Protectorate. It's better for him if we keep this a secret. Was there more?
Nothing that would interest you.
I'm disappointed in you, Devan. I had expected you to find out more than that. Well, it's getting late already, and I have a job for you. The captain is preparing himself for his late-night tea with Senator Morton in the captain's cabin. It's a friendly thing they do every other day. As you are the new steward, the captain has asked you to serve them.
Why am I suddenly the one to serve them now?
You are the steward, Devan. It is your job. Besides, you are the captain's way of showing how much he values the needs of his passengers. Now, make sure you find some way to stall for time while they discuss important matters. It is vital that they forget your presence so that you may listen long enough to discover what they are talking about. Sounds like a good plan, right?
It's a plan, but I'm not sure about it yet.
Well, you don't really have a choice. They're the captain's orders, after all. Go on then. They're waiting for you in the captain's cabin.
It is good to have you here, Mr. Morton. Now, as per your request, I have appointed one of the crew to the position of steward. I'd like you to meet Mr. Devan Rensburg. Perhaps you have noticed some of his work today?
No, I don't think I have. What does he do?
As steward, I provide the service that a man of your standing deserves, sir.
Ah, this boy. Well, remember to be a little less present, and I'm sure you'll do quite well as the new steward. There's no shame in being invisible. It's all part of the job.
He is right, you know. Now fetch us some tea, Devan, with a soothing splash of brandy, please. I keep a flask of eau de vie in the cupboard behind the stairs. My apologies. It really is all very new to him. Now, what is it that you'd like to talk to me about, Lewis?
Nothing in particular. I just wanted to check on you, see if you needed any help or perhaps moral support. I mean, with our dear Mr. Brunswick injured by that crazy cabin boy, you must be quite shocked.
Oh, I am. Thank God Rupert is still alive.
But for how long? Do you know if we can do without his skills?
Rupert has been a dear friend for many years. I know we can't lose him. I can't lose him.
We have a long journey ahead of us, Cornelius, and I am afraid his condition is deteriorating. Will we make it to the colony in time, without his proper guidance?
Well, we're lucky that Rupert left his notes. They were enough to determine our course for the moment. If not for that, we would be hopelessly adrift.
I realized that if I acted busy, they might keep talking as if I weren't there, if I dared to keep them waiting.
Ah, delightful. And don't be sparing with the brandy, Rensburg. Now, get yourself to bed. I expect you to bring me my breakfast in the morning.
Devan! Oh, Devan, thank God you are still awake. Everybody is calling me a fool, but you'll believe me, right?
What are you talking about, Rob? Believe what?
The siren! She's back again. I've heard her song, trying to snare me in the darkness. The she-devil wants my soul.
Hold on. Why does she want your soul?
She feeds on human souls, Devan. Don't you read books? She's on the tween deck right now. Please take a look for me, Devan. Prove to the others that I'm not lying.
Flowers wilt too fast to take them on long journeys, but someone on the Herald had apparently found a solution. Made from the finest silk the colonies have to offer, you could almost smell these. It looked like somebody had been reading poetry by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I only knew of The Cry of the Children, which was stirring up politics when I left the capital. Beautiful. You are very talented, miss.
Could be a lot better. My father would say that I lack a musical ear.
Well, to be honest, I was just looking for a nice way to interrupt you.
Well, this thing is so horribly tuned, it sounds like a drowning cat. Oh, it's you! We haven't been properly introduced yet. I'm Tabitha Vesey. Nice to meet you. Devan Rensburg, was it?
You know my name?
I've heard all about your heroic actions with the insane boy. That was very brave of you, Devan.
He died, miss. I wasn't a hero. I can't be a hero. Heroes don't let people die.
I am sure you did everything you could to protect us from harm. For that, we owe you our deepest gratitude. What was that?
I've no idea.
Strange. When my uncle left for tea with the captain, I could swear I heard a howl of some sort. I figured it was the wind going through the piano, since the cover was partially open when I got here.
You seem distressed. Would it calm you if I took a look between the furniture?
No, please, stay here. I like your company. Quite a lot more than my Uncle Lewis's. Don't get me wrong, but being around him the entire day can be pretty frustrating. He's so imperious and self-indulgent. It drives me mad. I'm sorry, Devan. I just wish I could be self-indulgent too. At least sometimes.
I understand. I'm sorry to hear your uncle is so restrictive.
It's not really fair of me to blame it all on my uncle. We're all going through some rough patches right now. My family, that is. But I shan't bother you with my troubles. Sleep well, Devan Rensburg, and thank you for your company.
In the corner of the gun deck stood a piano. It was a truly stunning one, made by a Viennese woodworker. Few people owned one of these, even in the capital.
And? Did you find the siren?
You wouldn't believe what I saw. She was real, Rob. Her ghastly stare struck deep into my very soul. And as she beckoned me to come closer, I tried to resist her call. But her sweet embrace, her supple form, oh, and that bosom!
Devan, just stop. Stop making a fool out of me. You didn't touch her. That's impossible.
I'm just playing along with your fantasy. I thought it was a game.
Excuse me, Devan, but that is not my kind of fantasy. You can keep it. Now, good night.
It was getting late, so I called it a night.
Psst, Devan! Devan, wake up! You are the only one I can trust with this!
What? What do you need me for? It's the middle of the night.
You need to come with me right now. I wouldn't wake you up if it wasn't important.
Ludlow, just tell me what's the matter.
I'll explain in Caleb's workshop. Listen to me, Devan. There is something in the galley. Something that's not supposed to be there.
How do you know that for sure? And what were you doing in the galley anyway? Shouldn't you be on watch at this hour?
I was turning the winch when I heard this faint wailing sound coming from the grate next to it. I had decided it was probably the wind when I suddenly heard it again while I was inspecting the bilge pump. But this time, I saw something walk across the tween deck too.
Seriously? I thought you weren't impressed by those ghost stories.
Devan, I went down there and saw something going into the galley. Sailors aren't supposed to go in there at night, myself included. I woke you up because, as a steward, you are allowed inside. You can go in without getting either of us in trouble. So let's go.
It was too dark to see anything. I needed a lantern.
And? Did you find anything?
It's too dark in there. I can't see anything.
There's a spare lantern in the crew's quarters, but you might need to refill its oil supply.
There was a lamp in the crew's quarters. I just needed some oil to refill it. There was an oil tin in the drawer. I used it to refill the lamp. The cupboard was a mess. Someone had rummaged through it quite recently and left a trail of crumbs. An entire drawer was devoted to cutlery. It was such a huge mess that I always dreaded opening it. It was a recipe for Undra's famous butterscotch treats. The crumbs led out of the galley onto the gun deck. It's a little girl.
But who is she, and what is she doing here? Do you think we should wake her up?
She looks so peaceful. But we need to know who she is. Let's wake her up.
No, please, don't wake her. She's only just fallen asleep.
Huh? Lady Tabitha? Excuse me, miss, but do you by chance know this girl?
No, I don't, but... well, maybe I do. A little. It was a few nights back. I was stretching my legs when I found her hiding underneath the piano. She was sobbing and I tried to comfort her, but I couldn't really figure out how she got here.
Why not?
Because she doesn't say a word. She's been silent for as long as I've been with her. She likes music. That is all I know.
Why haven't you warned anyone about her?
We are lucky she didn't. In my experience, the Protectorate handles stowaways quite harshly. Corporal punishment has only recently been banned for petty crimes, but trespassing, that is still a capital offence.
But they wouldn't beat a girl, would they?
I've seen it happen with boys. Why are girls any different?
Punishment or not, if my uncle found out there was a stowaway on board, it would disgrace the captain. I don't want to be responsible for that.
But what should we do then? She can't stay here. Not in that box.
Can't Officer Ludlow take the girl to his cabin for the night? That way, we buy ourselves some time to discuss a solution tomorrow morning.
Good idea. She can enjoy a nice warm bed. To think, she must have slept in this box for over a week now.
The girl doesn't know it yet, but I think she's extremely lucky to have met you. Good night, Officer Ludlow. See you at breakfast, Devan.